Today, I'm talking to you about relationships. Relationship, your intimate, your personal, your loving relationship, the relationship you have with your lover, your husband, your wife. And I'm going to be very specific because I've been married for over 20 something years. I think I've lost count. And I am in the most amazing, incredible relationship with my honey, Tommy. Tommy's the love of my life. He's amazing. And we keep it tight and we keep it sweet. And how do you do that after so many years? People ask me all the time. Here's some tips, guys. I want to break it down. First of all, you got to play a little. You can't take it too serious, by the way. In the beginning, we fell madly in love. There was so much passion. We were floating, right? You know the feeling. And then something happened. The floating feeling went away. And then I realized that the love was changing form, was changing shape, it was changing context, but we still loved each other. So what I started to do was to spice things up. And I started to remember what it is I loved about him. And I started to look for that in the relationship again. And then I started to see it. He was still this sexy, horny man that I loved, fell in love with, and he was still there. It's just life was changing. He was getting older. He was becoming a different person, but he was still the greatest lover I've ever had. Then I started to do some of the things we loved when we were dating and we were young in the early stages, in the early 20s when we just met. And I started to do that again with him. That was incredible. Here's what always tripped other people up in relationship, because my friends have been divorced. Many of my friends have met, married, and divorced since Tom and I have been together. And they've asked me, how come you guys are still holding hands, laughing and kissing and touching? And I said, you don't understand, because I love and respect him and I'm here to bring out the best in him. We still have sex every day sometimes, but don't tell him I said that. We have sex all the time. We still make love. I have friends who said they stopped making love to their partners for years. And they live together, they're married. They've forgotten the romance. You've got to have romance, guys. And here's another thing that you have to have. This is crazy, but it's really important. You have to bring out the best in your partner. Bring out the best. Sometimes Tom says things that upset me, right? And I listen, I don't react. And I just sometimes just listen and I don't say anything. I deliberately don't say things to set him off or set me off. Because sometimes he's just wanting to communicate. Because when you're in a relationship for a very, very long time, there's certain habits and behaviors that just happens. And if they're triggers for you, you got to catch yourself. And also I compliment him. I tease him, I pinch his bum, I kiss his neck. He's just doing whatever he's doing, and I might pass by and give him a slap on the bum. I'm like, out! And just to get him back in that being like a young guy again. And he's like, wow, that's, it's like his face lights up. And you know some of the things that your partner like. You're in a relationship. It's communication, it's speaking up, and it's always loving things. And if I'm wanting to criticize Tom about something, I do it in a loving way. So for example, he did a barbecue the other day, and he didn't spice the meat up, and I love things spicy. And I said, baby, you forgot to add the spice, And I did the spice, and like, ooh. I was like, ooh. Then he rushes out the barbecue and get the spices and added it. I didn't have to say, who forgot? You didn't spice the food up, but I didn't go into my Jamaican accent. There you go. You see a little bit of my Jamaican personality, because we love, spicy food. We like spicy sex. We like spicy. We like to, it's all about the relationship. But the most important thing I believe that's helped my relationship be so passionate and loving and amazing is we respect each other so much. Absolute respect. We always kiss and cuddle every single night. We've never ever gone to sleep angry. Never ever. In 20 something years, never ever gone to bed angry. And every night he kisses me and tells me he loves me and I love him. And here's the thing. He has done things that have upset me. There has been infidelity. I'm breaking it down to you guys. There have been deception in the relationship. There have been everything. There have been money issues. There have been all these things that all relationships have. Why is he still my best friend and my greatest lover? We communicate, we listen to each other, we respect each other, we make love regularly, we go out on dates, I dress up, I play with him, I tease him, I have fun with him, I'm sensual and sexual, all right, I am his partner for life. And I want you to understand that you have to keep yourself stimulated and fun and playful in a relationship, because to be together is not just, just there, you're together and you're stale and you're bored with each other. What's the point of that? You've got to keep each other stimulated, and you have to be interested in what he's interested in. He loves cars. I go to car shows with him. I'm not into cars that much, but my husband loves cars. You see, and I go to celebrate that with him. And he goes to the things I do too. And then he has his life separate from me. But when we come together, we have a lot of things to talk about in common. This is a true relationship, guys. Things started off loving and beautiful and sexy and romantic and in love and all this big wedding, fall in love. And 25 years down the track, it's still the same. We're still in love. We still love and honor each other. We respect each other. We're still making love. We're not making babies anymore. Our boys are grown up, but we're making love still. And it's the things that we do. It's how we talk to each other, how we compliment each other, how we hold hands, how we look into each other's eyes sometimes. It's like the first time we've seen each other. We were on the aeroplane the other day, and the air stewardess came up to us and said, "Are you guys on your first date? Did you guys just meet? Are you new lovers?" We looked at each other and laughed, because it happens to us all the time. People actually think we've only just started dating. People literally always think we've just started dating. Oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I said, no, we've been together 24 years. Love of my life. We're holding hands, we're kissing, we're touching, we're running on the beach together. He's slapping my booty. He's touching me all over. He loves my body. He always tells me how sexy and beautiful I am. So many women talk about the disconnect in lovemaking from their bodies. And that's also a very important part. If you want to fully enjoy sensuality, sexuality, and lovemaking, you have to release your body and let your body be and enjoy it. And that's why we're still making love today. And I was saying to him, baby, you think you're going to be able to satisfy me when I'm 100 years old? You think you're going to be able? And it's funny. We make it fun as well. We don't take it too seriously. Nothing serious is going on in a multidimensional world. You're getting a spiritual perspective to being in a relationship. It's a give and take. It's a dance. It's an honoring. It's a respect. It's the nurturing of the spirit of each other. And limit your criticism. If you have something to say that is not as positive, say it in the nicest way you can. You never criticize or compare your partner. You just say, darling, you're looking amazing today. Ooh, baby, look at you. Even though you don't say, look at you, you don't need to say much. Just say, look at you, and just give him the eyes. Look at you. Give him the eyes. Sometimes just playing with your partner. All day long, it's a foreplay for me. All day long. For the last 25 years, it's one massive foreplay. That's what relationships are about. It's about honoring and loving. And if for some reason the man you're with or the woman you're with is not the right one for you, they're just not the right one for you. But if you're with the right person and you want to develop the relationship and deepen it and strengthen it, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be open-hearted. You got to give it all, be it all, and step into the greatest lover of all time, you and you. Become the greatest lover for your partner and the greatest lover for yourself.